Hello everyone! So it's been a little while since I filmed a video. It turns out that working 3 jobs and having that including teaching 2 classes takes a little bit of time. So, I'm back! Basically, I just wanted to tell you about some of the books I've gotten recently because I've been very excited about some books that are coming out. And in particular, I thought I'd tell you about the ones that I've gotten recently from a thrift store. So we'll get started with that. I picked up Cinderella by Robin Palmer for 50 cents. And Robin Palmer's written a lot of kind of cutesy remakes of fairy tales like this. I happen to have already read this one because I picked it up and read it in the same day. And it's super cute, and I don't really have any other way of describing it than that. So if you want a very quick read that's sure to make you feel a little warm and fuzzy inside, it's a good one. I picked up As You Wish by Jackson Pierce for $1, basically because the idea of somebody wishing for something, getting a genie, having to fulfill 3 wishes, and then falling in love with the genie is very, very intriguing to me. Just quirky enough to call to my sense of humor. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and I have heard absolutely nothing about it. So if you've read it, let me know what you think. I picked up Perfect You by Elizabeth Scott, basically because I see Elizabeth Scott's name all over the place. And I wanted to know a little bit about this author whose books I see everywhere. So if you've read anything by Elizabeth Scott, I would love to hear about what you think about her. I picked up So Yesterday by Scott Westerfeld, primarily because the only things I've really read by Scott Westerfeld have been series, and so I'm looking forward to reading a standalone by him. It's set IRL-ish, and it's about people who kind of do research for fashion companies, which I find really intriguing. And Scott Westerfeld's always really good about weaving in the ideas he wants to convey with a good story. So I'm hoping this will be very good. Okay, so I got Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes for 50 cents, and I think that's a bit of a travesty for all book buyers everywhere. I loved this book as a kid. It tells the true story of a little girl who ended up with leukemia after the bombing in Hiroshima, and she really liked to run and couldn't anymore, and she found that very sad, and so she tried to create 1,000 paper cranes so that she could create her a miracle. This book and Girl with the White Flag, which I'll put links to both of those in the description, they were the first ones when I was a kid that made me think about the world outside of the one that I saw every day. So if you haven't read this, it's very, very quick. Look how small it is. But it's really, really, really lovely. So at least flip through it. For those who don't know, one of the books that I was really excited to read that's been kind of broadcasted as coming out, and it just came out, so go get it. It's called The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider. So I went to go pick it up at the bookstore and somehow ended up with this instead. This is The Infinite Moment of Us by Lauren Miracle. I really like Lauren Miracle. I wish I had something more significant to say on that, but I really don't. The story seems really cute. I'm a sucker for anything that has to do with the word infinite because it's one of my favorite words. So I picked this up without hesitation, and I think it's going to be entirely wonderful. And I'm looking forward to proving myself right. As a side note, if you haven't read Shine by Lauren Miracle, I suggest you do that. There's a reason that it kind of touched a nerve with a lot of people and caused a bit of discussion in the YA world whenever it was released. So the other 2 books that I bought, I didn't buy for me, but I want to tell you about why I bought them anyway because I'm excited. So I bought my mom a copy of Pride and Prejudice because my little sister is reading it for her English class. She got to choose the novel, and she knows how much I love Pride and Prejudice, and so she's thinking she might like it too. My mom's never read it, so I bought her a copy, and we're going to be a family that reads Jane Austen together. I'm so excited by this. I think I told you a few videos back that I'm going to be an aunt come November, and her name, by the way, is going to be Alice. I got her first book. It's Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. It's perfect. I'm hoping her parents will humor me and read it to her, but we will see. Since I got my new job teaching, I've been hanging out with Susie a lot lately because she's a librarian on one of the campuses that I teach at. Woohoo! With her videos in mind, what are you reading? Let me know in the comments. Bye! I'll see you next time.